Somebody will take a note to set the clock in the back, because I've got it right here on my phone. It has a picture of my dog, so I know exactly what time it is. I'll call this meeting to order on Monday, October the 5th. I want to welcome everyone. Whit Martin. He's the new pastor of Smyrna First Methodist Church. He is going to give our invocation and also lead us in the pledge to the flag. So would everyone please rise? Whit, we're glad to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me be here. Good evening. I'm new to Smyrna, and I'm glad to be here. It's a great city, and thank you, everyone, for making it a wonderful place to live. My young family thanks you. So if you would, let's ask for some guidance tonight. If you would, bow with me. And God, we thank you for an opportunity to meet together to celebrate all the goings-on of this great city. We ask, Lord, that you would continue to give life to this wonderful town, that you would give wisdom to our leaders, that they would begin to see all of the things, Lord, and continue to take care of all of the people who look to them for so much leadership. Thank you for bringing each one of them to this place. And Lord, we are privileged to be here. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. If you would, stand at attention and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. I don't think I've ever had a more enthusiastic pledge than from these Girl Scouts that are here. Excellent job. Agenda changes. On the agenda, item 5A will be tabled until October the 19th. And also item 6A, which was a public hearing for a beer and wine pouring license at Starbucks, that will be tabled to the 19th also. I think those are the only changes that we have. We have a couple of proclamations that we're going to present tonight. Proclamation in recognition of respect for firefighters. There's Betty. If you want to come forward, Ron Fennell's got that, and he's going to read that, and then we'll... Oh, you got some folks from your club?
I got our new president here.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
President.
it's about time we got somebody.
El Presidente. Ron Fennell, will you please read that proclamation?
Thank you. It's my privilege every year to deliver for the public safety community the recognition that the Smyrna Optimist Club takes great care and pride in presenting, and I am proud to present today, and I'll join you on the 16th if you wish to do so as well. City of Smyrna, a proclamation by the mayor and the City of Smyrna, respect for firefighters. Whereas the members of the Smyrna Optimist Club believe that a firm commitment to the safety of the citizens of Smyrna and Cobb County is a fundamental responsibility, and whereas the members of the Smyrna Optimist Club recognize that in addition to firefighting duties, fire department personnel provide emergency medical service, administering basic life support to help preserve life until more advanced treatment can be provided, and thereby significantly reducing deaths and disabling injuries, and whereas the members of the Smyrna Optimist Club recognize that fire inspection duties performed by the fire department personnel are a powerful proactive measure which prevent a great amount of property damage, injury, and death year after year. And whereas the members of the Smyrna Optimist Club annually recognize and honor the members of the Smyrna Fire Department and other public safety professionals who risk their lives to help safeguard the welfare and property of citizens, and continue to support programs aimed at raising public awareness of the importance of fire safety. Now, therefore, I, A. Max Bacon, the mayor of City of Smyrna, do hereby proclaim October 16, 2015 as Respect for Firefighters Day, and ask that all citizens of the Smyrna area to join the members of the Smyrna Optimist Club in expressing thanks to the members of the Smyrna Fire Department for their invaluable service they perform for the community, in witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Smyrna to be affixed upon this 5th day of October in the year of our Lord 2015. A. Max Bacon, Mayor.
Betty?
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council, for this proclamation. And I invite you to come to our meeting, our breakfast meeting on the 16th. And Max, I would like to see you. I know I always see Ron, but Max and everybody else, we see Charles West. He's a member of the Optimists. So we'd like for y'all to come out and thank you for this proclamation. And I would like to introduce our new president, Chuck Hoskins. He was installed last week as our new president for 2015-2016.
Chuck, follow that up.
Oh, well, I didn't really come here with a speech or anything, but again,
Congratulations. You must have not been present when they voted in the new.
yeah,
That's usually what happens
that's
to
the
the
way it
person.
works.
Yeah.
Of course, he had something to do with it too.
A great club that meets every week at 7 o'clock in the morning. But if there's food there, Ron Fennell will be there.
That's right.
Yeah, Ron always shows up.
It's my pleasure to present this.
Thank y'all very much.
Quick photo for your newsletter, your award-winning newsletter.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
Twice.
Right. Twice.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you again.
Thank you, Betty. Thank you, Chuck. Item B on the agenda is a proclamation of recognition for the Girl Scout Month, October 2015. I know we got a bunch of Girl Scouts and a bunch of Mother Girl Scouts. That's not what they're called. They're called Girl Scout leaders. Always correcting me. I'm not sure how we want to do this. Terry Nullowich has that proclamation. I know for the picture session, they want all the kids up here. So y'all tell me how y'all want to, if y'all want to come all up here now, or
Yes. Let's bring them up now.
while they're coming up, we need to have somebody come to the mic and tell us exactly what all this is all about. I've never seen this many Girl Scouts. So these are not brownies, or do they have brownies anymore?
Oh, Max.
Okay.
We have daisies who
Yeah,
are
yeah.
kindergarten
Does anybody have any
and first
cookies to sell?
graders. We have brownies. We have brownies who are first and second graders. Come on through. Or second and third graders.
Yeah.
Go up behind the mirror. Courtney,
Come on
lead the
up,
way.
girls.
Lead the way. Well, Mayor, Council, thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. This is a representative of about 10% of our girls. We are 300 strong in Smyrna, primarily the schools that feed into Campbell High School. We are thrilled to be here as part of the wave of excellence in our school system and in scouting, and we thank you very much for supporting us. October 24th is our sock hop. Send me an email. We'll get you registered, and you can come dance with us at the American Legion Post 160. All these girls will be there with their poodle skirts on and taking photos in the photo booth. Ladies, anybody else want to say anything? Can you see them? Okay, thank you.
Ms. Terry Nullowich
Yes.
is going to read the proclamation.
I'm going to lean for it because we have daisies, brownies, juniors, cadets, and do we have anyone? Do we have beyond cadets that we are up who are up here today? We have representatives from troops 2016, 16370, 13424. Troop 1872, Troop 16371, Troop 12168, Troop 13132, and I'm actually the brownie leader for Troop 14568. So with that, I'm going to read the proclamation that we have here tonight, and then I think we should all the Girl Scouts up here should do the Girl Scout promise. What do y'all say? Yes. Okay. So here's the proclamation, and it's a proclamation by the mayor of the city of Smyrna for Girl Scout Month. Whereas the Girl Scouts of Greater Atlanta's Jonquil Service Unit, Jonquil Service Unit is comprised of 23 troops representing over 350 girls and 120 volunteers. And whereas through Girl Scouting, girls gain courage, confidence, and character who make their local communities and the world a better place. And whereas throughout its long and distinguished history, Girl Scouting has inspired millions of girls and women with the highest ideals of character, conduct, and patriotism. And whereas the Jonquil Service Unit of the Girl Scouts of Greater Atlanta is part of a not-for-profit entity and relies on donations of time, money, and talent to do its work. And whereas on October 1st, 2015, and the start of a new Girl Scout year, is the start of a new Girl Scout year and is the month of the celebration of the founder of the Girl Scouts of the USA, Juliette Gordon Low, who was born on Halloween, October 31st, 1860. and you can visit her home in Savannah. And whereas more than 2.8 million current Girl Scout members nationwide will be celebrating the founder of the Girl Scout movement with about 60 million women who are former Girl Scouts and living proof of the impact of this amazing program. Now, therefore, I, A. Max Bacon, Mayor of the City of Smyrna, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the laws of Smyrna and Georgia, do hereby applaud the commitment of Girl Scouting has made to America's girls and proudly proclaim the month of October 2015 as Jonquil Girl Scout Month and encourage all citizens to support this organization, the Girls of Smyrna, and the volunteers who empower these girls.
Excellent.
Great job, girls. Hold up and let's say the Girl Scout promise. Now we have some new daisies and we have some new Girl Scouts. Do you know how to hold your fingers for the promise? All right, everybody ready?
Yep.
On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Great job, girls. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, and thank you to the volunteers.
Y'all look this way. A big cheese. Big cheese. 16 cheeseburger. Cheers.
How about let's say Girl Scouts?
Girl Scouts, thank y'all very much. I actually have a T-shirt that says, I'm man enough to be a Girl Scout. I wear that from time to time. So thank y'all very much. It's a great group. No, there's no way. What is this?
It's a pen.
Thank you very much. Did you make this?
Yeah, I'm a Girl Scout troop.
How do you do
It's
that?
something that we.
This one's just going to stay. You going to stay up here with me the whole meeting?
It's a swap, and that
Swap.
means it's something of whatchamacallit affectionately pinned someplace.
Harley forgot her upper plate today.
Come on. You did that.
Isn't this great? All right, next time y'all come back, bring me some cookies. Great group. Our future's bright with Girl Scouts.
Oh, it's way bright.
Thank y'all very much. Sock Hop, the 24th. Is that right? If I got a clean pair of socks, I'll be there. We have, that concludes the mayoral report. Department heads are here, so we'll start with Mr. Mike Jones. This is a little bit different than what we've done in the past. We're going to try to let the department heads go first, and they give their brief report. Then we'll get into the agenda. There's not much on the agenda tonight, so Mr. Jones, who do you want to call up?
I'll let the staff that's here to give their reports, if you'll come up to the podium, and one at a time. How appropriate we had the fire department come
If y'all
first.
had half the enthusiasm as the Girl Scouts, y'all would be okay.
I tell you, I started to not jump up first because of I didn't want to be the first one to have to follow that. And that's pretty cool. Before I started, I'd like just to publicly, on behalf of the firefighters, thank the Smyrna Optimist Club and personally Betty for the years and years of support that they offer to not only to the fire department but to all of public safety. This week, October 4th through the 10th, is Fire Prevention Week. According to the U.S. Fire Administration, half of home fire deaths result from fires that occur between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m., obviously when most of us are asleep. So this year's theme for Fire Prevention Week is Hear the Beep Where You Sleep. And specifically, it's talking about fire alarms, smoke detectors. This message encourages citizens to ensure that they have properly installed smoke alarms outside each separate sleeping area and on every level of the home, to include the basement. There's no doubt smoke alarms save lives. If there's a fire in your home, a working smoke alarm will give you a chance to escape quickly. Now, in Smyrna, I mentioned the last time that what we're doing for Fire Prevention Week here in Smyrna is we've partner with the Red Cross. This Saturday, the 10th, we're going to host some 160 volunteers from the Crawford and Company. We have identified an area within the city of Smyrna. The Red Cross is going to be bringing 500 smoke detectors with them, and we hope to get all those installed between about 9:30 or so and noon or so on Saturday the 10th. And finally, next Friday, the 16th, 2 p.m., Fire Station 1. Come one, come all. You're all invited, and any citizen that'd like to come for the formal dedication of Ladder 1. That's not this Friday, but next Friday, 2 p.m. at Station 1.
Is that what date? Is that 17th?
Friday the 16th.
Okay. The week before the sock hop.
Yeah, right, the week before the sock hop.
Good deal.
Right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much. Mary White Contrary.
Hi.
She's not, though.
I'm not. I try not to be. 2015 is the 70th anniversary of the conclusion of World War II. Okay. Smyrna Library and the Friends of Smyrna Library have observed this anniversary with a series of lectures, exhibits, and book displays throughout the year. Right now, in the old Smyrna exhibit in the display cases on the upper level, we have changed out some of the artifacts and added information related to Max Parnell, Smyrna's own flying tiger. So be sure to pop up there and take a look. Additionally, a traveling exhibit sponsored by Dalton State University is on display in the library atrium. The exhibit is called Over Here and Over There, Georgia and Georgians in World War II. It's really cool. I just came this morning and people have already been raving about it. It will be on display through October 30th, so pop into the library. It's right there on the first floor. Whether you are a history buff or not, though, everyone will enjoy the storytelling of Spirits of Smyrna. Volunteers and librarians will tell ghost stories and folk tales of Smyrna at an after-hours fundraiser at the library on Saturday, October 17 from 6 to 8 p.m. Tickets are $5 a person. Children 6 and under are free. The tales are not too scary, so bring the family and join us for spooky stories and sweet treats for the Halloween season. Tickets are on sale now at the library's front desk. Thanks.
Thank you, Mary. Ken Sudworth, former acting city administrator.
I like the word former on that. And,
Community Development Coordinator.
You know, I normally just say business is good and walk down and leave y'all, and it still is. It has slowed down just a tad, but I wanted to give you a couple numbers. We actually issued 12 new home permits in September. We issued 29 in August and 14 in July. So the total for the 3 months of this fiscal year is 55. Which is, we're on a good pace. I mean, it's still a good pace for us. Those, all of the numbers that I've given you in the past about new permits also mean that there's a lot more inspections. Just to give you another perspective, in the 3 months of this fiscal year, we have averaged on a monthly basis 1,240 inspections per month. And we have visited on average 367 sites. So we are doing about 3 inspections per site visit. And that's because of all of the construction, obviously, that goes on, that we're in the midst of right now. To even give you another comparison with that, pre-2008, we actually were inspecting, over 10,000 inspections a year. Obviously, we are on a pace. If we're averaging 1,200 a month, basically, we're obviously going to exceed that number again. I mentioned this to you, I think, back in June, that we had hit some numbers that were pre-2008 numbers, and that has continued. The average has continued with that. So I will end and say business is still good. It's just a tad slower than it was earlier in the summer.
All right. Thank you, Ken. Chief David Lee.
I too want to thank the Optimists. Such a great club, great people in it. Wouldn't you agree with me, Mr. Wells? Yes, very much.
7 o'clock in the morning.
Hey,
Me and Terry will not be up that early.
yeah, well, I'm there most every Friday morning, not every Friday. This morning we had the Cobb County Chamber of Commerce Public Safety Appreciation Breakfast. We had our SWAT team, along with Cobb County Sheriff's Department SWAT team, was nominated and recognized for the event that we had back about 7-8 months ago. They were recognized. They have different awards broken down. It was like unit awards. They didn't win, but they were nominated for it and recognized for it. Detective Waddell was also recognized. He was put in for Award of Merit. He's put together our chaplaincy program, not to mention all the things he's done as a detective. So, it's really great to see our people recognized. Captain Bennett won the Leadership Award. He took over 911, not knowing anything about the 911 center, nothing about the contracts that we have to deal with Cobb 911, and all the technical stuff that went along with it. Not to mention having to get into the process right away to start the bidding for radios, and because with the new upgrade that we're having to go through, obviously we have to get more radios. So, he jumped into it head first, and he did an outstanding job with that. Also, on our critical incidents, he's been the leader, the command leader on a couple different critical incidents, and he just does an outstanding job with it. He's a real asset to the department. So today was a very good day. Another thing that we started today, we've have a 3-day course that we're putting on. We brought in an author, John Edwards, who put together a book. It's called The Burden of Command. Ourselves and the Marietta Police Department partnered up with it to offset the cost. So we have approximately 40 supervisors in that taking that class. And next, like I said, started today and will end on Wednesday. So we're real excited. I've taken a couple of his classes before. He's a pretty phenomenal guy. One last thing, our chaplaincy program has kicked off. They're going through their own little chaplains police academy. So get ready for their graduation, we'll bring them out here. And we're real excited because we got a good representation and of ministers from some of the different churches throughout Smyrna. So we're real excited. With that, any questions?
Smyrna was very well represented this morning. Chief and the guys that were there, they were top of the line.
Yes.
So they did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Kirk, keep Smyrna beautiful.
Thank you very much. The jonquil bulbs are here. Every year, Keep Smyrna Beautiful orders these in bulk so that we can sell them to the public as close to cost as we can do without making penny change. So they're $15 for a bag of 50. They're very good size bulbs. They're yellow Carlton trumpet bulbs. So if you want some of those, they're available at the recycling center now. We hope to have another venue open before too long, and we will be selling them at the Jonquil Festival. We have our next Adopt a Mile event on October the 17th from 8 a.m. till noon, and this will be staged from the new recycling center. Please call us if you want to participate. We'll have somebody that you can go out and work with. We won't send you out by yourself. We had over 350 people drop off 20,000 pounds of paper at our shredding event. And if you missed this event, it was one of our best ones. It was raining, but we will. You'll be able to go to Keep Cobb Beautiful's event on November the 14th from 9 till 1 at Jim Miller Park. So if you have any questions about that, just give me a phone call. And finally, the Fresh Market is closed for the season. We will reopen that the first week in May. Any questions?
Thank you, Ann.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I do. stupid question. Are my bulbs supposed to come back?
Yes. Yes. Don't plant them in a low spot. You need to plant them where they'll drain. They're like onions.
Come back. Pointy side up.
They should return. And the Carlton, the reason we buy the Carlton bulbs is because that variety is shown to have the best return rate for our climate. So, yes, they should come back every year. If you don't dig them up and you don't mow down the green foliage until it starts to turn. So that's how you should care for them to make them return. Thank you. Good question.
Jennifer Bennett, Community Relations Director.
Just reminding everyone that the Jonquil Festival is the end of October, October 24th and 25th. Saturday is 10 to 6, and Sunday is noon to 5. And for those of you who attended last year's first ever Police Department Halloween Parade, it's coming back. I told Chief I'd mention it. I'm putting every parent on notice that you need to get those costumes ready. Last year's competition was inspirational and fierce. But we'll be pushing out information on social media about it, about the time and everything that you need to know, and there will be age group awards, and we look forward to it. Thank you.
Jennifer, one thing I know that on the agenda we're going to approve our events,
Yes, sir.
and it's my fault because I didn't follow up, but the Arthur Bacon Golf Tournament is scheduled, I think, the 7th and 8th of May. It really needs to be moved back to the week before because that's Mother's Day. So we're going to make that change whenever we do those events. So
That's great. We'll make a note.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kristen, was he waving at you, telling you to go?
He was telling me to go ahead, take my turn.
Kristen Robinson, our acting finance
Quick and
director.
to the point, right?
Yes.
Okay, business as usual in finance. We obviously the taxes went out. Our halls have been flooded with people coming in to pay in person like they always do. So we have lots of people coming in, lots of collections. That's a good sign. Our audit is still underway. They're out of our office, and probably we'll be reporting back in the next month or so. And then we had a visit from Moody's last week, and sort of a surprise visit. They were here seeing another client, so they came by to see us. Hopefully we answered all their questions, and hopefully we'll get some good feedback from that. So, any questions?
Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you.
Now you can motion Scott up here. Scott Stokes, Public Works Director.
I'll probably have the serious report tonight. Oh, they left. Okay. Concord Road SPLOST project. Friday I was mailed the updated punch list items that remain. That one is 50% complete. They still have about 50% of their punch list to complete. C.W. Matthews is the contractor for that. Also on Friday evening, I received the updated punch list for the Belmont sewer outfall. That punch list is about 20% complete. That contractor is KM Davis Construction. Our Windy Hill Road, Atlanta Road intersection improvements, contractor is Vertical Earth. They're currently working on storm sewer installation on the east side of the bridge at Windy Hill and Atlanta Road. Our Gann Road storm sewer project is a very, very slow go. This rain we had last week and over the weekend has just basically put that project to a stop. We were hoping that they'd at least have the gravel base down for some vehicular access across that way by the 30th, and that just did not happen. Our consulting engineers and let alone the city is pounding this contractor daily to get something going out there to get that thing replaced or get that thing finished. Of course, our street paving is complete. The contractor only lacks the we're going to crack seal Windy Hill Road from Belmont Circle to South Cobb Drive, something we haven't done in the past, but trying to make that road last a little bit longer. It's due for, road improvement in the future, and we just hate to repave a road when we can, and it's going to be torn up in a few years versus trying to salvage what's out there now. Landscaping on Howell Drive is complete for a curb project that we finished. We did some
broken curb and some sidewalk replacements on King Springs Road from South Cobb to the city limits west. Landscaping remains on that. Weather's delayed, but we were able to start today some curb replacement on Rita Way. After we paved that road, we found some curb that needed to be replaced. Our sewer cleaning and video contractor had to leave town 3 weeks ago to take care of some other business in, I think, Decatur. They promised to be back today, and they didn't page me, so they did not come back today. That project's about 60% complete, which means they've probably completed of the 10, 12 miles that we had for them. They're probably up to about 6 miles of sewer and video cleaning that they've completed for us so far this year. Last week we had a pre-construction meeting, gave notice to proceed for the Village Parkway improvements. That's the trail sidewalk from Windy Hill to Spring Road. We also gave notice to proceed and a pre-construction meeting with the contractor for our video security camera projects for all the parks and public buildings. Our currently projects that are scheduled to start or should be starting within the next week is a video security, which I just discussed, Highview Drive at Plum Crest, storm sewer improvement, Hickory Hill storm and sanitary sewer improvement, and our Village Parkway improvements. Currently out with our consulting engineers, projects for design or in the designs phase. We actually had a meeting today to go over the project status of many projects they have in design for us. Hickory Acres Drive storm culvert replacement. We got a sanitary sewer to replace on Smyrna Powder Springs Road. It's an outfall between Smyrna Powder Springs and Nickajack Creek. Antler Trail, we have a sanitary sewer outfall to replace. Lake Drive at Magnolia Drive, that's under design, and we have Fox Creek Lake that's still being designed. Lake Drive at Brentwood, storm sewer design. King Springs Road, it's near Kingsview. We have a profile problem with the road that's being surveyed to determine what we can do with that little issue. Walker Court near Morris Circle, we have a storm sewer project there. Doeskin Lane, storm sewer. Pat Mill Road, we have a storm sewer. Lake Court Park, we have a storm sewer that needs replacement. And projects that are currently out for bid is Lois Street at Lois Point. It's a small storm sewer project in the roadway, and Spring Road improvements, which is down toward Cobb Parkway and Cumberland Boulevard. That's all the projects we've got going on.
Any questions of Mr. Stokes? Thank you very much, Scott. Steve Ciaccio, or Parks and Recreation Director. Steve, on your way out, will you set that clock to
yes,
whatever I tell you to? He's the only guy that can reach up there and do it.
I'm going to set it probably a half an hour earlier, though. But I don't have anything nearly as serious as the Public Works Director. My comments this evening are about the city's Halloween event, which is called Casper's Friendly Castle. That is on Friday, October 30th from 10 a.m. until noon. That's $10 a family, whether your family consists of one person or 6 or 8. It is Happy Halloween fun for pre-aged, or I should say preschool-aged children, for toddlers. It is a morning of carnival games, moonwalk, giant inflatable slide, magic shows, arts and crafts, face painting, hayride around the village green, weather depending, of course, and a costume contest. For your convenience, you may register online through the city's site or call the Wolf Center at 678-631-5541. Again, that's Friday, October 30th from 10 a.m. until noon. Just today, Wolf Pool reopened after about 3 weeks of mechanical and aesthetic upgrades. We did some painting. We put in a new sand filter. We put in a new boiler. We replastered the pool, put up some new tile. Looks very pretty. More importantly, it works better than it did 3 weeks ago. So we're in good shape there.
Questions?
Thank you.
When you go back out there, I'm going to tell you what time it is. Yes. It's 8:05, Steve.
I just want to remind you all that we will be having an election November the 3rd. The new precinct cards will be mailed out this week. They should be mailed out this week as soon as Cobb County gets them in, to let you know which polling place you will be voting in for the new wards. For court services, we processed 766 citations with a docket of 676 cases that ended up on 9 dockets. We had 328 cases that paid prior to their court date, and 157 defendants failed to appear for their court date. We had 384 defendants that paid their payments online. The PD had 74 open records, and the city clerk's office processed 35 open records.
Thank you very much.
And that's all I have.
Good. Yeah, department heads.
That concludes the department head report. I'd just like to say how much I've enjoyed over the last month working with these department heads. And as you see, as they come up and they tell you all the things that are going in their department, it's an amazing group of people. They're incredibly talented, and I'll tell you, they're very dedicated to citizens of Smyrna, and we're very fortunate to have them, and I appreciate them being here tonight.
Good deal. Guess what? Y'all can be dismissed unless y'all got something. It's great. I get to leave before we do. Item 5 is land issues, zonings, and annexation. As I mentioned earlier, item A, 2015-166, that will be tabled. And there's no sense in both of us repeating that. Mr. Nolovich, if you just read that and table it to the 19th, we'll be good to go.
I will certainly do that. At this time, I would like to move to table item 5A. That is land issue zoning. It is I'll start over there here. 5A, it's item 2015-166. This is the public hearing for zoning request Z15-008, rezoning from R15 to R80, conditional for the development of 5 single-family homes. It's a 1.27 acre tract, land lots 488 through 1091. It's land lot 488, and it's 1091, 1107, and 1121 Bank Street. The applicant is Pritchard Brothers Incorporated, and they request to table this until October 19th, 2015.
Here, I have a motion to table, and second by. Okay. All those in favor of the motion, please vote. That's approved 5-0. Ms. Pritchard is out, not feeling well. I'm not sure where Ms. Wilkinson. They said she may come back. Is that correct? Okay. That's approved 5-0. Item number B on the land issue zonings and annexation is approval of ordinance 2015-18 annexation request. 100% owners requesting annexation of all tracts and land lying and being in land lot 562, 17th District, 2nd Section, Cobb County, Georgia, a total of 0.18 acres, tract being known as 1423 Hawthorne Avenue. Anything you want to add to that, Mr. Jones?
Mayor, we received a non-objection letter from Cobb County on September 14th on this issue, and the staff has reviewed and recommend approval.
Ms. Terry Nolovich.
Yes, thank you. I started talking to Melanie Colley. We talked about this, and I'm looking at the date right now. In June, she had some issues that just some minor things that were happening, and we got to talking about her different properties, and I said, you're welcome to annex in any that aren't in the city, and I am so glad that this is something that she decided to do, because it's always wonderful to have new residents in Ward 3, particularly when they bring in with them part of one of the several unincorporated islands we have. So at this time, I do want to move to approve item 5B, which 340, this is the approval of ordinance 2015-18. It's the annexation request with 100% of owners requesting annexation of all tracts of land lying in and being in land lot 562, the 17th District, 2nd Section of Cobb County, Georgia. It is a total of a 0.18 acre tract being known as 1423 Hawthorne Avenue.
Second.
Motion is second to approve this annexation. It becomes a part of Ward 3, right? Have a motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. It's approved 5-0. Item 6 is privilege license. As I mentioned earlier, this item will be tabled to the 19th. I'll get Miss Bluestein, would you read that and table that to the 19th?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, I would like to make a motion to table item 2015-291, which is the public hearing for the privilege license request 2015-291 beer and wine pouring for 2680 Cobb Parkway, which is Coffee House Holdings Incorporated, doing business as Starbucks number 8371, with Joseph George Del Savio as agent. This will be tabled till October 19th.
A motion is second to table till October 19th. All those in favor of the motion, please vote. It's approved 5-0. Thank you, Ms. Bluestein. Item number 5B, 2015-320, public hearing privilege license request 2015-320, beer, wine, and liquor pouring, 4320 East-West Connector, CeeLo Blue, Inc., doing business as CeeLo Blue, Mexican Grill and Cantina, with Robert Trevino as the agent. Is Robert Trevino here? Okay. Mr. Jones, the background.
Yes, sir. Mr. Trevino will be the registered agent who's responsible for the sale of alcohol at this location. He's been given a copy of the alcohol beverage ordinance and has attended a mandatory alcohol awareness workshop, and we have that certificate attached. Background investigation conducted by the Smyrna Police Department revealed nothing that would preclude the issuance of the license.
This is a public hearing. Is there anyone here that's in opposition to or that would like to make any public comment concerning this issuance of this privilege license? Let the record show there is none. This is in Mr. Wade Lineker's district. Mr. Lineker.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Trevino, welcome. Just to make sure and put it on the record, you have read the ordinances of the City of Smyrna dealing with alcoholic beverages, correct?
Yes, I have.
And do you understand those ordinances and the state laws surrounding the sale of beverages?
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you have any questions about any of those requirements or regulations?
I don't.
Just describe briefly, this is kind of an advertisement opportunity, what you plan to do at this location and when you plan to open, what you plan to serve.
Well, this is a family-owned business. It's a Mexican restaurant. We sell Mexican food, kind of Tex-Mex, a little bit higher than the regular. We're really good in our steaks, and we are famous in our margaritas. So everyone here is welcome. And of course, everyone here is welcome. As I say, it's a family-owned business, and we plan to open as soon as we get approved of the license. I mean, the restaurant is still under construction, but we're planning to open within the next couple of months.
Okay. No firm opening date, though, at this time?
Not at this time.
Okay. Is there anything the city can do to help you be ready to open?
Not at this point. I understand that we are going through the inspections and working towards that. And, I mean, the approval of this, the granted of this privilege license will put us in so we can apply for the state license, because that's part of it, and that takes also a little while.
Okay. I mean, we want to be helpful to you as you build and prepare to open your business, and, I'm sure the staff will be responsive to your requests for inspections or answering questions. If there's any issues, please address them to myself or the city administrator or the mayor, and we'll be glad to work with you and help you. So you've got experience in this kind of business?
Yes, we have. My sister is here. She's my business partner and my brother-in-law, and they have. We have been a few years in the business.
And tell us how you're going to train employees who will be selling alcoholic beverages to spot IDs and check IDs.
And we have we have a lawyer on board, and he usually comes and he does all the training. We also will be. I mean, they will also be required to go and take the license test, and we also have on a regular basis, we have training and updates to these trainings just to make sure that everybody's on board.
And will you or your family members that you mentioned be on site at this restaurant?
My sister will be most of the time.
Okay. So she'll be there to make sure things are going properly.
Yes, absolutely. And we will also have, of course, managers, but we are there on a regular basis.
Yeah, you understand as a license holder that if there's any issue or problem, you will be held accountable and responsible.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
So you love your sister.
Yes.
Any other questions by council members?
I would, Mr. Trevino, thank you for investing, your family investing in Smyrna. As you are aware, the City of Smyrna Police Department takes very seriously the privilege that we offer these alcohol permits to businesses, and we're protective of the public in that regard. And we do periodic unannounced compliance checks, and those are very important elements just to follow up to make sure, much like you do in your business, quality assurance and compliance. And I just want you to be aware that is a component of our regular program for every permit holder. And so we just want to make you fully aware of that. It's an important privilege that you have, and we appreciate you guarding it assiduously with your staff.
I appreciate all of you to grant us that, and we will be very diligent about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Trevino, we wish you all the best of luck as you open your business. Please take good care of our Smyrna citizens and your customers, and
Absolutely.
treat them well and be responsible. Be
Absolutely.
successful.
Thank you so much.
At this time, Your Honor, I'm going to move approval of privilege license request 2015-320 for beer, wine, and liquor pouring at 4320 East-West Connector for Cielo Blue 2 Incorporated, doing business as Cielo Blue Mexican Grill and Cantina, with Robert Trevino as the agent.
Second.
Motion is second to approve this privilege license. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. It's approved 5-0. Good luck. Item 7A is under formal business is 2015-322, authorization to enter into an amended and restated user's license agreement for 800 megahertz radio system with Cobb County, Georgia, and allow the mayor to execute all related documents. Mr. Jones, a background, please.
Mayor and Council, in 1998, the City of Smyrna, in cooperation with the other municipalities in Cobb County, entered into an agreement with Cobb County to host the public safety 800 megahertz system, and that's predominantly used for public safety. That amendment would have expired in 2005. You amended it for an additional 10 years. That 10 years is up, and it's up for the amendment is up for reapproval for September 30th of 2025. This will establish the annual cost associated with using our 308 radios that are on that system. And there are two components. There's a core maintenance requirement and a core replacement requirement that will go hand in hand each year with this agreement. Presently, there is consideration of a 7-tower system versus an 8-tower system. So the impact cost that you see there's two different costs associated with that. And to this date, we have 5 towers in the county, and the Cobb County will make a determination whether or not they will add 2 additional ones or 3 additional ones. If there is a 7-tower system, the cost will be $132,015.04 per year. If a third one is added, it will be $156,070.56 per year.
It's Ron Fennell, who chairs the Public Safety Committee.
Mr. Mayor, this is a continuation of the system that the municipalities in the county have partnered with to deliver our communications assets for all of the entities in the county and in the cities. And I hereby make a motion to approve to authorize 2015-322 authorization to enter into an amended and restated user license agreement for the 800 megahertz radio system with Cobb County, Georgia, and to allow the mayor to execute all related documents.
Second.
Motion is second to approve this amended and restated user's license agreement. Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please vote. It's approved 5-0. Item 8 is commercial building permits. We have none. Item 9 is consent agenda. Mr. Jones, will you please read the consent agenda for council's approval?
Yes, sir. There are 3 items on the consent agenda. There are the meeting minutes from your September 21st, 2015 Mayor and Council meeting, the approval of the 2016 Smyrna community event dates, and finally approval of road closures for Campbell High School's homecoming parade. They'll be held on October 23rd of 2015 and begin at 5 p.m.
When someone makes that motion, can we make sure that we include that change with the Smyrna community event dates?
Yeah.
Arthur Bacon.
That's what, because we need to go ahead and change that. The Arthur Bacon Golf Tournament from right now, it's on this form, it's scheduled for May 7th, May 8th. We need to move that to April 30th and 31st so that the tournament won't conflict with Mother's Day. Is that correct?
Wait, let me see. 30 days past September. It'll be the 30th and the 1st. Is that right?
Tacky.
I think you're right. Let's see. I just checked it on my calendar, actually, because...
It was noted earlier that we have something.
Yes,
this fall
April
with the
30th and May 1st.
Nutcracker. So.
Yes, sir. This list does not include the event dates. We're talking about item B. We will also be adding at a later time the Nutcracker event. We don't have that finalized yet.
Okay.
Move approval of the consent agenda then. Or we're not.
Okay. I'm waiting. Somebody second it? Okay. Motion is second to approve the Smyrna events calendar for 2016. All those in favor? Well, I guess that's to do the whole consent agenda, right? All right, good. All those in favor of the motion, vote. That's approved 5-0. Good deal. Committee reports will start tonight with Ms. Andrea Bluestein.
I just wanted to take the time to thank those of you in Ward 2 who came out to my ward meeting on Saturday morning after the horrific rains that we had had all night long. I fully expected that everybody would stay in bed and just close the blinds, but several people came out and we were glad to have them, and I hope that they garnered some interesting information. So thank you very much. That I yield.
Ms. Terry Nulowich.
Thank you. We are in that transitional period between the all of the summer events, the seasonal events like Food Truck Tuesdays and the farmers market are wrapping up, and now we're getting into fall, and planting the jonquil bulbs is a good reminder that fall is coming. And we have several fun events coming up now. We have the Halloween events happening at the library at the community center here in the Village Green. We have the Jonquil Festival coming, so there's always something to do in Smyrna, always a way to spend time with your neighbors and your family, and I hope to see you out at the different events. And definitely watch your mailbox for the new precinct cards that the city clerk mentioned, because there are a lot of changes to ward boundaries, so you want to make sure on November 3rd you go to the correct polling place. And Ward 3 residents do vote at the community center. And with that, I yield.
Mr. Corky Welch.
I have no report this evening, Your Honor.
Mr. Wade Lineker.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just have one thing that I want to announce tonight, and I want to read from an announcement put out by the Emory Healthcare System regarding the former Emory Adventist Hospital location. I think this is good news. We'll see how this plays out and develops. But last month, Emory Healthcare announced plans to preserve an acute care hospital certificate of need in Cobb County. As a reminder, last year, Emory Adventist Hospital in Cobb County closed, and Emory Healthcare purchased the land and buildings this past April. The preservation of the certificate of need attached to this closed facility requires Emory Healthcare to open a limited service 2-bed hospital, much like was done in Tucker before Emory University Ortho and Spine Hospital was opened. As a 2-bed hospital, we will provide only very basic and specific care and will not have an emergency department. Over the next few months, we will be working to finalize the decisions on the ultimate programmatic uses for this location. What this means is they're going to continue to operate a hospital in Smyrna, a very limited hospital, which means they're keeping their options open on that property for what the future could bring. I think that's a great, exciting announcement. The closing of that hospital was a huge tragedy for this community. I've been clear about that in all my public comments. That was an awful, terrible loss for Smyrna, to lose the hospital, to lose the emergency room, to lose the care right in our local community that the doctors and nurses and people at that hospital provided us. I know both the mayor and I have had family members, had surgery there, great care there. They helped a lot of people in Smyrna. I'm excited that Emory Healthcare is preserving a hospital option on that site, and they will put money and staff into doing that, which means we don't know what the future is, but the future can include a certificate of need. Had they not taken this step, the certificate of need for that hospital, for the beds in that hospital, would have expired in a year. At the end of this month, the certificate of need for that site would have expired. This preserves it. It means they don't have to go back to the state to fight a battle with whoever to get another certificate of need if they choose to locate more hospital facilities in Smyrna. I'm also continuing to work with representatives of the VA and the veterans community to see if we can get a VA medical clinic located on that property, which again would be a great partnership with Emory. It's important to me that we have health care options in Smyrna for our citizens. Smyrna has, round numbers, 53,000 people. We're probably the 15th largest city or thereabouts in Georgia. We need a hospital. And whatever we can do, individually, collectively, officially or unofficially, to encourage and help Emory or anybody else that wants to operate a hospital in Smyrna to come to the site and to do that, I certainly am all in on that, have been from the beginning, and will continue to work behind the scenes quietly to try to make that happen in every possible way. So I'm excited about the announcement. A 2-bed hospital, very limited services, but it preserves the certificate of need and the hospital option for the future. That's exciting news for Smyrna, and I'm very pleased to announce that tonight. With that, I yield.
Mr. Ron Fennell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just to re-emphasize that it is Public Safety Appreciation Week. I know every meeting I help remind our citizens how important it is, these public safety professionals who put their lives on the line for us. Just if you have an opportunity, this is especially a poignant week for public safety, and just give them an opportunity to be thanked if you have a chance to encounter them. I want to reiterate what Chief Lee pointed out. We have we had 2 nominees for the Public Safety Awards, Detective Waddell and Award of Merit, and the SWAT team on an event that they jointly held with Cobb County. And we had a winner this morning at the breakfast, Captain Joe Bennett, the Leadership Award, and we acknowledge and appreciate those fine public servants. I had the privilege a couple weeks ago to speak at Scout Troop 11 at the Smyrna United Methodist Church. Great group of young men, an Eagle Scout who is the Assistant Scoutmaster now, who came through that troop that I've known since he was a toddler, and it's really uplifting to see the next generation of leaders coming through the scouting organization, and to see the Girl Scouts here today is a testimony that it's not just the boys, it's the girls as well, and I'm proud of all of them. I wanted to announce again for the final time, October 6th, which is tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock, I'm going to be having a town hall meeting. We'll cover a lot of topics, but the genesis is the annexation and development project at Pebblebrook Road at the rear entrance of the Vinings Estates community. So we're having the town hall meeting tomorrow night, 7 p.m. in the Crescent Ridge Clubhouse. We've moved from the Summit to the Crescent Ridge in anticipation of a larger group. And then on Thursday, we're going to have a meeting around the corner at Whitfield Academy. That is the 8th at 7 p.m. in the Founders Hall ground floor in the Barnett Gathering Room. Those both meetings will occur at 7 p.m. I welcome all residents in the area who want to have the latest information, accurate information, not what's being shared on the web, accurate information straight from the horse's mouth at that meeting, and we'll update you on a few other items as well. With that, Mr. Mayor, I yield.
Mr. Mike Jones, anything?
Nothing to add, Your Honor.
Mr. Scott Cochran, anything else from the clerk's corner? Okay. Heather, you okay? Show cause hearing, do not have one. Citizens input, we got three folks that have signed up. Charles Welch, 870 Austin Drive, Smyrna, Georgia. Ward 4 voting.
Thank you, Your Honor and Counsel. I'm going to be very brief, but as I've been out talking to people regarding the campaign and for Ward 4, I've had too many people ask me, are we voting for you in Ward 4, or are we voting still in Ward 7? I don't want them to be voting for Ron Fennell somewhere else. But the way that this works is the council 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, went through a process of redistricting the city's boundary lines for the wards. It's been approved, and we've gone through the correct process. I will be elected in Ward 4 in the new boundary lines. If you lived in a portion of the old 7, look at the city's website, smyrnacity.com, under government, and you'll find a place down there that says Ward Maps, and click on the new 2015 Ward Maps. You'll see the new boundary for Ward 4. If you're shown to be in Ward 4, you have a choice of voting for Charles Welch or Mr. Alan Dunn. So please understand, the person that you vote for in this election will be serving you for the next 4 years. With that, I ask everybody, of course, to get out and vote for Charles Welch on November 3rd. Thank you very much.
Ellie Backery, 3459 Shawnee Trail, comments?
Thank you. I'd like to first comment on the October 20th meeting of the candidates. And I believe filling out cards is not the right approach. Like Cobb County and any other open discussion and question and answer that you have a microphone and have the people come up and address that particular person that you have a question for on an issue. That way you have more questions answered, and the people that are taking the time to come to this, I hate to see it come down to that we only have 20 minutes for question and answers when all the candidates speaking. I hope the two candidates that don't have anyone running against them will pass their time to the others so we can expedite the questions to whoever. I just find that screening the questions is very biased, and the two people that'll be screening the questions, I feel, are politically biased to certain people on this council. You should have someone neutral, like a reporter, for example. I know Russ Cavett expressed interest. But to fill out cards and see which ones are going to be asked, I don't feel that is really fair to the people asking the questions. And I think there's a better way. And again, I feel the microphone would be the best way to do it, where they just come up and speak and sit down. And because if you only have 2 hours and every candidate is talking, that doesn't leave much time for the question and answer. To me, it ends up being a kind of a dog and pony show. My second comment is the people I'm running against. All I hear about is houses, traffic, and the schools. And of course, the schools, we know Cobb County runs it. You can only offer so much help to them. They're going to run it the way they want. And when you offer your help, I just feel more energy should be put into finding shopping in this city. I mean, we have thrift stores like Big Lock and Dollar. And I can't think in the last 4 years of any store that's opened where there's shopping. And that's what I'm for. And filling in these empty businesses and empty stores that are in Smyrna. I think we're going away from apartments and stuff, which we don't need. And I hope whoever wins this election will put some emphasis into shopping, because Smyrna has become a bedroom community. And again, we need to get the shopping and business empty stores done. And I hope whoever wins this puts the energies into that. Thank you.
Wade Lunica, 3950 Glenhurst Drive, proposed council committees.
Thank you, Your Honor, Mayor, Council, and citizens. I spoke at the last meeting, but understood from citizens that there were audio problems with our broadcast, and not only what I said, but what the council said was not hearable. We've worked hard to try to identify any issues, and we're not sure what happened. I know the city clerk and city manager both put a lot of time and effort in that, but I want to kind of restate in part what I said last time and elaborate on that a little bit. I'm concerned with the current makeup of our council, and that the council members don't have enough meaningful things to do for the city to where we focus on too many little things and not enough on the big things. And one of the ways that I plan to address that as mayor by providing new leadership is to create new council committees focused on ideas, not on departments. The first committee I would create would be an education committee. The focus of the education committee would be to improve academic performance and the reputation of all the Smyrna area schools. I want them to work in a collaborative manner with the Cobb County School District, the board members, the senior staff, and all the principals of the dozen different Smyrna schools. I want to seek to attract a Smyrna campus of a post-secondary or higher education facility. We thought at one time, 4 or 5 years ago, that we could get Highlands Community College over here. We need to relook at some of those options. I want to establish partnerships with our local businesses in ways that will directly help and benefit the schools, provide them with resources. And I want to work with the Cobb County School District, the local businesses, apartment owners, and principals to establish strong after-school programs. And I want us to support existing after-school programs that we know are successful. Hands, Feet, and Mouth in Rose Garden, Davenport Town, a Point of Light award winner. Second committee I would have would be economic development, focused on retaining existing businesses and their good jobs here in Smyrna, but also to attract new businesses and new jobs to locate in Smyrna. I want to create architectural standards to give Smyrna a special sense of place. I want to work to establish green building standards for new construction, again, to make Smyrna special. I want to create ordinances, codes, and incentives to do these things. I would establish a Smyrna Business Council to help local businesses operate in Smyrna and to encourage their community involvement. And we would meet 3 or 4 times every year. And I want this committee to provide operational and policy guidance to the Community Development Department and also function as an appeal body for that department's employees. At the next meeting, I will review the other 5 committees and my plans for them. Thank you.
That concludes the citizens' input portion of the agenda. There's no other business to be brought before this body. I declare this meeting adjourned at, say, 8:39.